The Nephites lived in America. They were descendants of Nephi, the son of Lehi, who left Jerusalem in 600 BC. The Nephites lived righteously some of the time, but sometimes they lived in wickedness. There was a prophet named Nephi who was the son of Helaman. He tried to preach unto the people, but they wouldn't listen. He was sad that the Nephites lived in wickedness. He went up onto a garden tower by the main road to the village and prayed. People passing by began wondering why Nephi was so sad and began to crowd around under the tower where he was praying. When Nephi saw the group that had gathered, he told them why he was so upset. He said that the people should repent, or all the great cities they had built would fall, and the people would be given no strength from the Lord to fight against their enemies. Nephi said that their enemies, the Lamanites, who were descendants of Helaman the son of Lehi, were even more righteous than the Nephites. In the crowd there were some judges. They became angry and asked the people,
"Why do you not seize upon this man and bring him forth?
Let us condemn him for the crime which he has done.
He reviles against this people and the law."
And they tried to stir up the people into anger. They laughed, saying that their cities would never fall, that they were too powerful. However, those who wanted to destroy Nephi were held back by their fear. They saw that he had gained favor by some others and didn't dare touch him. Nephi told the people about the Lord and his mighty works. He scolded the people and judges for not believing. Then Nephi said,
Go unto the judgment seat and search, and you will find the chief judge lying in his blood, murdered by a brother who wanted his position.
After Nephi said this, 5 men for the crown ran to the judgment seat. They did not believe that Nephi was a prophet and wanted to prove it. When they reached the judgment seat, they found the chief judge lying in his blood, just as Nephi said. They fell to the ground in fear. They now knew Nephi was a prophet. There had been some servants that had found the chief judge murdered and had gone to tell the people, and when they got back, they saw the 5 men lying on the ground. The servants didn't know about the garden and Nephi and thought that the 5 men murdered the chief judge and couldn't run away from them. The servants went out to the people and told them that the chief judge had been murdered and that the murderers had been caught and put into prison. After the chief judge's burial, some people began wondering what had happened to the 5 men that had run from the garden tower to the judgment seat. The servants said that they didn't know where the men were, but there were 5 murderers. The judges asked for the accused murderers to be brought before them. The accused murderers were the 5 men from the garden tower. The 5 men told them all that had happened from the garden to when they fell to the ground because of what Nephi said was true. Then the judges began accusing Nephi of reasoning with someone to murder the chief judge, and they had him brought before them, tied up as well as the 5 men. The 5 men argued with the judges, for they knew that Nephi was a prophet. The judges offered Nephi money and his life if he would confess to murdering the chief judge. Nephi told the judges to repent. Then he told them to go to the house of Seantum, the brother of the chief judge, and ask him if he had schemed with Nephi to kill the chief judge. Seantum would say, no. Then they would ask if he had murdered his brother, and he would again say no. The judges would examine him and find blood on his cloak. Seantum would turn pale and tremble, and then finally confess to murdering the chief judge. The judges went to Seantum's house, and everything happened exactly as Nephi had said. Nephi and the 5 men were set free. Some of the people said that Nephi was a prophet, and others said he was a god. Nephi went home still sad about the Nephites' wickedness.